How is it that you actually talk to clients on a video call? Hi guys, my name's Deepak Shukla, founder at the Pearl Lemon Group. We are a business growth and development agency based in the UK, USA, as well as serving clients worldwide. And if you need any support with your corporate communications, whether internally or externally, feel free to reach out to us. And today, in day number 22, we're going to be talking about, well, how to talk to clients on video calls. But before we get into it, feel free to click the link in the description below to get access to 7 additional strategies that are not shared in this training. So, as you can see, I'm here, bottom right, because I thought I'd make a little bit of an outing for this video, and I'm going to put myself into the middle. So I want to talk about a couple of things that are just really, really important when it comes to client calls. So let's get into it, because hopefully this will make it clear what it is that I'm trying to communicate. So number one, make sure that when you're talking to clients on a video call, that you're easy to see and that you're front and center of camera, okay? So making sure that you can see yourself, so you can see whether you're front and center of camera is super important. As you can see on my frame, I've got my entire background of my very, very busy living room here in London. But I could also do that so that I'm closer as well. And that's completely fine. This is too close. This is too close. Now I'm out of frame, as you can see. And you want to just make sure that you're actually central to the frame. So this is too far away, as an example. This, I'd say, is around the right length, and I could even make it a little bit lower, just like that. So there you have it, guys. That's some of the things that you need to consider when it comes to framing. My background is noisy. I might blur my background. My background really, to a degree, isn't too important as long as the background isn't busy with movement and or noise. So really do consider those things, like movement and or noise is going to be a real pain in the ass. A lot of people I see sometimes come into calls and they tend to do this, they tend to maybe do that, they tend to like do this, they tend to do that. So some of those are just not acceptable. Shouldering off, not acceptable. Shouldering off, not acceptable. Doing that looks like you're judging someone and you're at an event. Doing this is quite good because leaning in signifies interest. Leaning back signifies potential boredom or distraction. So generally, just what you learn at primary or second, like what you learn in schooling. Sit up straight is good. With a slight lean in is good. So making sure you get all of those things right is going to help. Again, for some of you, we might be covering the basics, but there's a lot of people that I see screw this up. Now, when you also are talking to two clients, make sure, or where you're listening, make sure you don't have wandering eyes. So you look up there, you look down there. Be mindful that I'm looking at myself right now, and now I'm looking at the camera, and you can probably see the difference because I'm looking at you right now. So just being mindful of that, and what you can do is bring your video of the clients up to the closer up to the top of the actual screen. So you can probably see actually what I'm doing. I'm coming out of screen now, so you might not be able to see me. But now this is much closer to the top. So if you track my eyes and I'm looking, it's probably a little bit different from there versus, so I can see myself. Hey, hey, Richard. Hey Richard, do you see the difference? It does make a difference. So making you, what you can do, a little trick is to condense the size of the windows and just move them up closer to the screen. You can move them right up to the top of the screen, and then all of a sudden it's going to really feel like a lot more like you're looking at the person. So these, I mean, I don't know whether necessarily these are things about how to talk, but talking comes after clients analyze the frame. This background isn't ideal. Typically, if I typically I'd have it, angled into a corner, and I'd be much higher up, so it would gaze into that corner right over there. Okay, so having, and that's typical for client calls. So having a cleaner background definitely does help. It definitely is going to help, and these are my multiple tips when it comes to frame control for clients on video calls. So do in the comments below, write down all of those items, and please do also comment, like, and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. So they are all of the elements of how to really position yourself when you're talking to clients on a video call. And we'll briefly touch upon the actual talking to clients. So there's a couple of things that I think that I don't want you to do. Okay, so let's talk about the don'ts. Don't pick your ears. Don't pick your nose. Don't rub your mouth like this. Don't do any of this. Don't yawn. Don't do all of those things. I see people do it. Don't continually rub your hair like that, because if you can do it from time to time, but you end up, looking like you're a model in a, yes, absolutely. So I was thinking that, that, do you see what I mean? Whereas, although now it's got a bit wild. So be mindful of your hands and what you're doing with your hands, and then be mindful of doing stuff like this. This is judgmental. This is thoughtful. So be conscious of hand placement and what you're doing. When you're thinking about something you're being asked, and this is completely fine. This is completely fine. This is completely fine. But I would generally not put my fingers in my mouth. Now, I'm telling you these things because I've seen in meetings people do this. I've seen a lot of people do this, okay? Make sure, of course, that your audio is audible. Make sure that all of the things we spoke about when it comes to the phone call still apply to the video call, because you're going to be combining those elements with your actual frame and making sure that it all makes sense. But now you can also judge, and it's like the phone call on steroids, because you can now see your client, so you can judge reaction, you can react to their reactions, you can measure the mood and the energy of the call by just looking around at who's in the room. And all of those things are going to be really, really important. And I said clients plural because you need the ability to address everyone who's in the room as well. Hey Frank, Richard, John, Deepak here from Pearl Lemon. First of all, just thanks for taking the time out of your day to talk to me. And I'm just, really looking forward to walking. So do you see that I'm addressing everybody in the call? So another quick tip is to address everybody in the call and, of course, confidently communicate. So there you go, guys. Those are some tips on how to talk and how to frame yourself for clients on video calls. Please do, again, write down all of your takeaways in the comments below. And please do, of course, click the link below to get the additional 7 strategies. Catch you in the next one.